Hello and welcome. It's Wednesday at Site B, and it's time for another exciting episode of the Satine Phoenix Show. Da 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 da. So we are day 4 of the Satine Phoenix nonsense. I know a lot of people are comparing this to the Adam Cobell situation. I've made my opinion of Adam Cobell and that situation very, very honestly and truthful, and what I think about that. A lot of course, are also comparing it to Zach S. and Graham and other people, and they're like, well, you gave Zach S. the benefit of the doubt. Why aren't you giving Adam the benefit of the doubt? It's like, well, it's two different things. And I'm not going to talk about Adam. We're only talking about Satine. Since the announcement from the tattoo artist came out, several other people have come forward with stories of how Jameson and Satine have mistreated him. In fact, as of today, Satine is being sued. Several conventions that she and Jameson were scheduled to appear at are now uninviting them because they don't approve of their alleged behavior dating back as far as 2006, apparently, according to some of these that are coming forward. All the press that is coming out from the Satine Phoenix Jameson whatever Stone camp seems to be trying to throw Jameson under the bus. They're trying to protect Satine and her image and her legacy and her space in the community. Now, I want to give Satine and Jameson the benefit of the doubt. If even half of this is true, that fucking sucks. But, you know, if we've learned anything from the recent Amber Heard, Johnny Depp scenario, you know, maybe some of these things need to be looked at again, you know. So if you are somebody who has been affected by this, and if it's in any way, shape, or form actually factual, I apologize. I'm sorry that you felt mistreated by Satine Phoenix. A lot of these people are like, well, why are you coming forward now? Like there's a guy from 2006 who's coming forward now talking about how Satine treated him in 2006. There's another person from 2014 who's like, you know, there's another person who's like saying, well, you know, when she was at Wizards of the Coast for, you know, the 10 minutes she worked at Wizards of the Coast, she did this. And, you know, that one's like, yeah, no. Considering all the slack Hasbro and Wizards of the Coast have gotten over the past 5, 6, 7 years about mistreatment and abuse and all that other shit, and just how hyper sensitive Wizards of the Coast is and Hasbro is right now and have been during her time, I don't see them just ignoring her if she was abusing people. She was like a community outreach something another, and she only worked there for a year. She was basically an intern, you know, the person you see when you walk in. And a lot of these people are like, well, I didn't want to come forward because I was afraid. She threatened me, and she threatened my place in the community, and she said with one phone call I could end your career, and I was afraid. Of Satine Phoenix, whose claim to fame is doing porn and a couple role-playing games. Satine Phoenix's power in the tabletop role-playing game industry is self-implied. Okay, if you're a content creator, and if Satine Phoenix honestly came up to you in 2010 and said, if you tell anybody about this, I'll ruin you in Hollywood, kid, and you were like, oh my God, no. Again, benefit of the doubt. I want to give her the benefit of the doubt. I want to give the people that are coming forward a benefit of the doubt. I want to wait to see this. There's some actual proof. So far, only one individual has presented emails and texts that could be conceivably looked at as abuse, but you know, it could just also just be bad business management and people who just didn't know how to run a business. I mean, you know, people get mistreated Had businesses all the time. I did. It's just part of working under somebody else in retail and just management and whatever. Satine Phoenix has no power, okay? She's no one in the tabletop role-playing game community. I have more wheels than Satine Phoenix, and I don't have any. If I, you know, she has no power to say, do not let this guy work in the industry again. She could get you canceled, maybe, but doubtful. You know, I mean, yeah, Adam Kobold got canceled, but it's again, different thing than Zach S, but again, different thing. And then there was a defamation, you know, and, you know, the worst she could do was get you bad press. I mean, if you're in 2006 and you're coming forward now because you were afraid for the past 17 some odd years that she could ruin your career, that's a little sus. And again, I want to give you the benefit of the doubt. I want to give her the benefit of the doubt. Innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. I want to say, you know, this needs to be played out. And now she's being sued. She's being sued for money owed for something called Maze Arcana that she worked on. That was like 4 or 5 years ago, if I remember correctly. Why are you suing her now? And there's people coming forward saying, you know, I kickstarted the Bard thing and I didn't get any of my stuff and I'm upset. Except, of course, I had another guy who said, oh no, I kickstarted it and I got my stuff. I don't know what they're talking about. So again, benefit of the doubt. Benefit of the doubt to all the accusers. Benefit of the doubt to Satine. It does seem like they're just trying to throw Jameson under the bus, and they're pointing all the blame at him, and he's even like, come at me, bro. Come at me, bro. I'll take the blame. I want to protect Satine. Come at me, bro. You know, statements like, we want to protect Satine. Who is Satine Phoenix that she needs protection? Even Origins was like, well, we see no threats of physical harm, so we're going to say Jameson can't talk, but we're still on the fence. We might let Satine talk. You know, because we want to milk that porn simp. And again, I'm like, who the fuck is Jameson that you're afraid people are going to attack him? Or that he might attack somebody? Who is this guy? What has he done for gaming? Satine Phoenix has made nothing. She is not the community leader of Dungeons and Dragons. We don't have a community leader. She's not the queen of D&D. We don't have a queen. If we did, it sure as hell wouldn't be her. You know, it'd be Margaret or Janelle. Not her. She is not a founder and legend. What did she found? What did she found? She made a couple companies. She produced 1 or 2 products in the last 10 years. How is she a tabletop role-playing game legend? You know, I put her on the shelf with other people who I consider legends in the community. Gygax, of course, Hargrave, Arnson, Steve Jackson, Mike Poundsmith, Jeff D, you know, Tom Watts, anybody from Chaosium, Steve Perrin, Janelle, Jaquez, Margaret Weiss, Tracy Hickman. You know, they gave us Dragonlance. They're legends. Satine Phoenix gave us a thing called about elves and bards with her on the cover, and something called Maze Arcana, which again was pretty much just her on the cover. So again, it's news now. When it was just the tattoo thing, I was like, why is this news? Why should I care if she didn't tip her barista? I don't know if this actually happened or not. I wasn't there. Show me proof. And what does this have to do with me rolling dice? And then again yesterday when I started seeing this stuff and people started yelling at me for being a Satine Phoenix simp. And I'm like, well, I'm sorry if you were, oh, hi Teeny Dog. I'm sorry if you were insulted by the fact that I don't care. I have now done my due diligence. I have done my research. I have seen no actual factual proof other than just people accusing her, which is all good and so, but you know, it still has to be proven, especially when some of these accusations are dating back 3, 5, 10, 15 years. And people are making statements like, I was afraid of Satine Phoenix, that's why I didn't come forward. That's when I'm like, well, that's a little sus. Okay, you know, I would understand if she was anybody in the industry. And I'm not talking the gaming industry, because nobody in the gaming industry has any real power. Okay? Not even Jeremy Crawford. You know, if she was like anybody in the actual entertainment industry, you know, if she was a mover and shaker in Hollywood, you know, up there with like David Usanoff and, you know, Eisner and those guys and Spielberg, and she said I was going to ruin your career, I'd be like, oh fuck, Satine Phoenix is going to ruin my career. And she has the same kind of pull as Steven Spielberg and George Lucas and David Usanoff. Hashtag, if you don't know who David Usanoff is, he's the CEO of Warner Brothers and owns DC Comics. Yeah. But she doesn't. She's nobody. She's an ex-porn star. Any power she has, she gave herself. And other people are like, oh, well, yeah, I guess I'm fucked, so I better not come forward because Satine Phoenix. So, if she actually abused you and you have actual proof, write it down, get it notarized, get it organized, put it in a format that can be presented to an attorney, and pursue abuse charges and through the proper channels. Okay? But if you're just coming forward and saying, well, I was afraid of her, it's bullshit. She's nobody. So that's why I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt, because this is all hearsay. Okay? People are claiming she did this. And yeah, if enough people claim she did it, it must be true. Just like if enough people claim the earth is flat, the earth must be flat. If enough people claim they saw Elvis, you must have saw Elvis. I mean, what do you constitute verbal abuse working as a freelancer in the gaming community that you felt so afraid? Did she physically threaten you? Did she tell you if you didn't do what she wanted you to do, she'd fire you? You're a freelancer, so yeah, if you're not doing what she's wanting you to do, she can fire you. That's not abuse. That's called running a business. Now maybe she's just a bad business person with very little people skills who didn't really know how to run a company, and people took her as abusive. Well, you know what? I've worked retail, big box retail, since I was 16 in Hollywood, you know, and there you're dealing with the biggest egos there are. You're dealing with studio people and assistant directors and people, you know, extremely abusive people. I have been robbed at gunpoint, you know, and I have had managers and co-workers verbally abuse me and berate me. I've had customers abuse me and berate me, and my answer was always, I don't care. We're gonna ruin your career. You can't ruin my career. This is retail. We're gonna ruin my career. You can't ruin your career. You're a freelance game creator. She has no pull in the industry. But it's news, and now people are suing her, and she's losing jobs, and she's being banned. And of course, yeah, she did come forward with a apology, you know, but it read very much like all the other copy and paste apologies that these people are coming out with. I mean, it read a lot like Adam Cobol's. It was not, I'm sorry, it was, I need help, and I'm gonna throw somebody else under the bus. Everybody's now throwing Damison under the bus. They're all saying, we've gotta protect Satine. Who the fuck is Satine that you need to protect her? Again, all right, so I know I'm just rambling here, and at the end of the day, I'm sorry if this happened to you. If this actually happened to you, that fucking sucks. As a victim of actual abuse on multiple forms, I understand, and I am compassionate, and I want you to do the right thing. I want you to get your resources and your evidence and present it in a cohesive manner to the proper authorities, because if we've learned anything from the Johnny Depp situation, it's like, document. If I've learned anything from my multiple dealings with government and law enforcement and situations, it's document. So if you have documents, get them together, get them notarized, talk to an attorney. But if you're just like, you know, I'm gonna milk this 2 seconds of fame and claim that Satine Phoenix abused me, that's gonna blow up in your face. Amber Heard, Johnny Depp, okay? We learned a lesson. And if you're Satine Phoenix, you know, and none of this is true, then, wow, this really sucks that people are trying to cancel you. But maybe you need to rethink how you run your business, and maybe you need to come forward with an actual apology instead of people trying to protect you and trying to protect your place in the community, because you don't have one. You don't have a place in the community. It's a hobby. We're not a community. We don't care. I literally don't care, okay? Yes, I know this is a little harsh, it's a little condescending, it's a little insulting, and I'm sorry, but again, you know, prove it. Show me proof. Show me actual proof. Until then, it's all hearsay. Until then, it's all accusations. She is innocent until proven guilty. You know, if they really do feel that she's a threat of physical violence at Origins for some bizarre reason, then sure, yeah. I mean, it's not like you did anything when that other guy was threatening to attack people a year ago, Origins, you know? That guy, you know, came forward and said, if you come at me, I will respond in kind, Origins. And you're like, oh, you can show up. But, oh my God, we can't have this guy show up because people might be angry because 10 years ago he may have mistreated them as a manager at a place of work. You do what you got to do, Origins, but level playing field, you know? I don't know. I'm just spitballing here, and nothing I'm saying is really of any importance. And I know you're going to give me shit about whatever I say regarding this situation. And I think we're giving it way more power and way more influence on our daily lives as gamers than we should be, because at the end of the day, nothing Satine Phoenix is doing right now is going to affect your ability to have fun playing. If you were a victim of this alleged abuse, great. You should probably stop talking about it and do something, because every time you talk about it, you ruin your case. And if you're Satine Phoenix's camp, you should probably stop talking about it and talk to the proper authorities and the proper individuals, because every time you come forward and say something, you ruin your case. You know, even before Depp and Heard, yes, this is a thing. Shut up. That's why you have to sign NDAs and be quiet during cases and not talk to people, you know, and lawyers have to respect the confidentiality and all that other stuff. Blah, 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 blah. All right, you're probably tired of listening to me talk about this, and I'm tired of talking about it. But I'm sure it'll be a thing tomorrow until something else comes forward that we're upset about. And then we'll be arguing over like hair color or same-sex relationships, or Aaron the Pedantic using time magic, or the fact the OGGM misspells words, or whatever else triggers us. Till next time, see ya.